velvety voice and a 10-gallon hat. On screen, he's played husband to Gwyneth Paltrow and...
From southern farms to big Nashville stages, country stars seem like the people next door, but appearances can be tricky. Some singers carefully crafted fake lives to fit the perfect image. Hidden struggles and exaggerated stories made fans believe every word. How far did they go to protect the illusion? Number 20. Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw was introduced to the world as the perfect picture of a Southern country boy. From the beginning, his image felt familiar and comforting. He was presented as a man raised on dusty roads, open fields, and deep country values. Fans believed he grew up surrounded by country music, hard work, and simple living. This image fit perfectly with his early songs, which focused on love, heartbreak, and rural pride. It made people feel like he was one of them. In reality, Tim McGraw's background was more complex than the story that was often told. He was born in Louisiana, but the idea that he lived a lifelong farm-style upbringing was carefully shaped. Parts of his childhood were highlighted, while others were quietly left out. His connection to baseball legend Tug McGraw was not emphasized early on because it did not fit the humble country narrative. Instead, the focus stayed on a rough-around-the-edges Southern path that made his rise feel more dramatic and inspiring. As his career grew, Nashville executives played a big role in shaping how he looked and acted. His masculinity became part of his brand. Early on, he was shown as a little wild, emotional, and intense. Later, this image shifted into something stronger and more controlled. His physical transformation helped sell this change. He became known for fitness, discipline, and clean living. This was not just personal growth. It also helped refresh his image and keep him relevant in a changing industry. Another important shift was how his personality moved away from the outlaw-style country singer toward a family-focused man. His marriage to Faith Hill became a major part of his public identity. He was no longer just singing about love. He was living it in a way fans could admire. This made him feel trustworthy and stable, especially to longtime listeners who had grown with him. But this was not the only country who lived a fake public life. Next up, we uncover the story of the woman who helped turn his image into a fairy tale. Number 19. Faith Hill. Faith Hill was introduced as a gentle, shy girl from Mississippi who carried big dreams and a soft heart. Her story felt almost magical. A small-town girl with a beautiful voice arrives in Nashville and slowly finds her place. This image made her easy to love and easy to root for. Her early music matched this personality perfectly, filled with tenderness, emotion, and quiet strength. However, behind the soft glow was a woman with strong ambition and clear focus. Faith Hill worked hard to shape her career, but many of those struggles were softened or erased from the public story. Early setbacks, industry pressure, and fierce competition were rarely discussed. Instead, her rise appeared smooth and graceful, as if success simply found her. Her image leaned heavily into polished femininity. Everything from her styling to her stage presence was carefully designed to reflect elegance and warmth. Yet, this did not mean she lacked drive. She made bold musical choices, crossed genre lines, and pushed herself beyond traditional country limits. Still, these risks were presented gently, never threatening her angelic reputation. Marriage became a key part of her public identity. Her relationship with Tim McGraw was presented as a perfect blend of love, faith, and partnership. This reinforced her wholesome image and made her seem even more grounded. As a result, her personal life and professional brand became closely connected, strengthening both. There was also a quiet tension between her name and her public image. While her name suggested spiritual depth, she kept her personal beliefs private. Instead of speaking loudly about faith, she allowed the image to suggest it. This balance helped her avoid controversy while still appealing to traditional country audiences. Number 18. Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks became one of the biggest stars in country music by convincing fans that he was just a regular guy who happened to sing really well. He was presented as a beer-loving, high-energy performer who understood everyday people. His concerts felt like shared celebrations, not performances from someone above the crowd. This made stadiums feel personal, even when they were filled with thousands. Behind this relatability was careful planning. Every detail of his image was managed to keep him approachable. His clothing, interviews, and on-stage behavior all reinforced the idea that he never forgot where he came from. This consistency helped him build deep trust with fans. Then came the Chris Gaines era, which shocked many people. This experiment revealed a crack in the carefully built image. It showed a desire to escape limits and try something new, even if it confused fans. While the project did not last, it exposed how tightly Garth Brooks had controlled his public identity for years. As his career continued, control became more important than ever. He limited interviews, managed his releases carefully, and stayed protective of his legacy. This was not about fear, it was about preserving the version of himself that fans loved. Any contradiction was quietly ignored or forgiven, because the emotional bond was too strong. And after this legend, country music takes an even bigger turn. Number 17, Shania Twain. Shania Twain entered country music as something rare and unfamiliar. She was presented as a Canadian woman who somehow found her way into the heart of Nashville and rose to become a country queen. This story alone made her stand out. She was not born into the Southern traditions that shaped most country stars. Instead, she arrived as an outsider who learned the rules quickly and then quietly began bending them. In her early career, Shania's strong pop instincts were carefully hidden. Her voice, melodies, and sense of rhythm leaned toward mainstream pop, but the industry softened those edges. Her early songs were wrapped in traditional country sounds to help her fit in. Fiddles, steel guitars, and familiar themes were used to make her music feel safe and acceptable to country radio. This allowed her to enter the system without alarming gatekeepers. However, her true musical influences were much broader than what listeners first heard. She was influenced by pop, rock, and global sounds, not just classic country. As her confidence grew, these influences became harder to hide. Her music became bigger, bolder, and more polished. Hooks became sharper, beats stronger, and lyrics more playful and confident. This shift changed how country music sounded, especially for women. Gender politics played a major role in her reinvention. At a time when female country artists were expected to stay modest, emotional, and reserved, Shania chose control. She embraced fashion, confidence, and self-expression. She sang about independence, desire, and strength in a way that felt fresh and empowering. This challenged long-standing expectations without directly confronting them. Instead of asking for permission, she moved forward and let success speak for her. Nashville tolerated her rule-breaking because it worked. Her albums sold in massive numbers, bringing new listeners into country music. She expanded the audience, especially among women and younger fans. The industry realized that even if she did not follow every rule, she was opening doors and generating money. That made her difficult to reject. Number 16, Kenny Chesney. Kenny Chesney was presented to the world as the ultimate escape artist. His image was built around sunshine, ocean air, and a life free from pressure. He became known as a carefree island soul who preferred sand under his feet instead of boots on a stage. This picture was comforting to fans who felt tired of stress and routine. Through his music, he offered them a mental vacation. This image did not happen by accident. Kenny Chesney slowly distanced himself from traditional Nashville rules. While many country stars stayed close to the city, he created a world that felt far away from it. Beach towns, boats, and open water became central to his identity. This separation made him feel different from other artists without cutting ties to country music itself. The idea of no shoes and no problems became more than a slogan. It became a lifestyle fans wanted to believe in. His songs painted pictures of freedom, simplicity, and emotional release. Even when life is complicated, his music suggested there is always a place where worries disappear. This illusion worked because it was consistent and calm. Privacy played a huge role in keeping this image strong. Kenny Chesney avoided sharing too much about his personal struggles or inner conflicts. By staying quiet, he allowed fans to project their own dreams onto him. The less they knew, the easier it was to believe in the fantasy. Silence became part of the magic. Fans never questioned the escape story because they did not want to. His music did not demand deep explanations. It offered comfort instead. For people feeling trapped by work or responsibility, his image felt like hope. He became a symbol of freedom rather than a person to analyze closely. Ace number 15, Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton built one of the most fascinating personas in country music history. She leaned into the image of a harmless, overly cheerful woman who did not seem to take herself seriously. The so-called innocent act made people underestimate her, and that was exactly the point. It became her armor. From the outside, her image felt playful and exaggerated. Big hair, bright clothes, and a bubbly personality made her seem simple. But behind that look was a sharp mind that understood people, business, and power. She knew how others saw her, and she used that to her advantage. Her self-awareness fooled almost everyone. She allowed jokes about her image to exist while quietly staying in control of her career. This contrast between appearance and intelligence gave her freedom. While others were fighting to be taken seriously, she already was. She just did not need to announce it. Dolly Parton played into stereotypes, not because she believed them, but because they protected her. By leaning into what people expected, she avoided constant judgment. This allowed her to speak honestly, take risks, and move freely in an industry that was often limiting for women. Even her honesty felt like fantasy. She spoke openly, yet always with warmth and humor. This made her truths easier to accept. People felt safe listening to her, even when she was saying something deep or challenging. Number 14. Toby Keith. Toby Keith became known as one of the loudest and boldest voices in country music. His image was built around strength, pride, and unapologetic patriotism. He presented himself as fearless, direct, and unwilling to back down. This made him stand out immediately. Controversy played a major role in fueling his brand. His music sparked strong reactions, both positive and negative. Instead of avoiding conflict, his persona seemed to welcome it. This created loyalty among fans who felt seen and defended by his words. However, media framing often simplified him. He was turned into a symbol rather than a full person. Complex beliefs were reduced into clear labels. This made it easier for the public to understand him, even if it did not show the full picture. There was also a difference between commercial patriotism and personal belief. His songs became anthems that sold well and sparked discussion. Whether listeners agreed or not, they paid attention. This attention kept him at the center of conversation for years. Fans embraced the simplified version because it gave them clarity. In a world full of mixed messages, his persona felt firm and confident. That certainty was comforting to many people. And after bold statements, country music turned to laughter to hide pain. Number 13. Luke Bryan. Luke Bryan was introduced as the smiling, fun-loving farm kid who knew how to throw a good party. His image was filled with red cups, tailgates, and carefree nights. He felt approachable, funny, and endlessly cheerful. Behind this image was deep personal loss. Tragedy touched his life in ways he rarely brought to the stage. Instead of sharing pain publicly, he kept it off stage. This choice helped him protect both himself and his audience. Record labels leaned into his natural charm and humor. His personality became a key selling point. Laughing, joking, and keeping things light made him easy to market. It also helped fans feel relaxed around him. The contrast between his private grief and public joy was strong, but instead of breaking him, it shaped his persona. Laughter became a way to survive. By focusing on fun, he avoided being consumed by sadness. This image protected his vulnerability. Fans saw happiness, not heaviness. That separation allowed him to keep going while still honoring his responsibilities as a performer. Number 12. Reba McEntire. Reba McEntire has always felt familiar to country music fans. From the beginning, she was presented as the girl from Oklahoma, who never forgot where she came from. Her voice carried warmth, strength, and understanding, making her feel like someone you could sit with at a kitchen table and talk to for hours. This timeless small-town relatability became the heart of her persona. As her career grew, Reba became more polished, confident, and experienced, but that sophistication was carefully downplayed. Even as she moved into television, film, and major business ventures, her public image stayed grounded. She was never presented as glamorous or distant. Instead, she remained approachable and friendly, even while achieving massive success. Tragedy played a major role in shaping her reinvention. Personal loss and difficult moments changed her emotionally and artistically. Rather than stepping away, she used these experiences to deepen her connection with listeners. Her music became more emotionally rich, but her image stayed steady. This balance helped fans feel comforted rather than shaken by change. Behind the scenes, Reba McEntire is a sharp businesswoman. She made smart decisions, built lasting partnerships, and expanded her brand far beyond music. Yet this side of her was rarely emphasized. The focus remained on her humility and kindness. This contrast allowed her to grow without threatening the image fans loved. Next comes a man who turned laughter into his greatest disguise. Number 11. Blake Shelton. Blake Shelton entered country music with an image built around humor and charm. He was presented as the beer-loving jokester who never took himself too seriously. His relaxed personality and playful attitude made him feel approachable and fun. Fans felt like they knew him personally, even early in his career. Reality television played a major role in exaggerating this image. His presence on talent shows amplified his humor and quick wit. The television format highlighted jokes, reactions, and playful banter, making his personality larger than life. This version of Blake Shelton became just as important as his music. Behind the scenes, however, there was discipline and control. His career choices were strategic, and his longevity required careful planning. The goofiness never replaced focus. It simply covered it. While fans laughed, he continued to build a stable and successful career. Marriage and divorce also shaped his public image. Each phase brought a new version of him. Rather than resisting change, he leaned into reinvention. His humor helped soften transitions that could have felt uncomfortable or dramatic. Ambition was always present, but it was masked by laughter. By presenting himself as carefree, he avoided pressure and criticism. This allowed him to move forward without constant scrutiny. Fans saw a man enjoying life, not chasing success, even though success followed closely. Number 10. Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood rose to fame as a competition winner with a powerful voice and a gentle presence. She was quickly shaped into the perfect country girl. Her image focused on grace, kindness, and hard work. She felt inspiring without feeling unreachable. Her public image has always been carefully controlled. She shares just enough to remain connected, but never enough to invite chaos. This control created a sense of calm around her career. Nothing ever felt rushed or reckless. Silence became one of her strongest tools. She rarely explained herself or responded to outside noise. This allowed her image to stay clean and focused. By choosing when to speak and when to stay quiet, she maintained control over her story. Fitness and discipline became part of her identity. Her dedication to health and strength added another layer to her perfection. Alongside this came expectations. Being seen as flawless created pressure, but she handled it quietly and consistently. The scandal was absent by design. Her career avoided controversy through careful choices and boundaries. This was not luck, it was intention. The result was an image built on trust and respect. And then there was a man who defended tradition without raising his voice. Number 9. Alan Jackson. Alan Jackson has long been seen as a protector of classic country music. His image centered on tradition, honesty, and respect for the genre's roots. Fans viewed him as someone who stood firmly for what country music should sound and feel like. Beneath his polite and calm exterior was quiet rebellion. He resisted trends without confrontation. Instead of arguing, he simply stayed true to his sound. This gentle resistance made his stance even stronger. His image suggested simplicity, but behind that was significant influence. He held power in the industry through consistency and success, yet he never displayed it openly. This made his authority feel earned rather than forced. Emotional restraint became part of his branding. He expressed deep feelings without excess. This restraint made his music feel sincere and grounded. Fans trusted him because he never tried too hard. Number 8. Miranda Lambert. Miranda Lambert was introduced as the fierce voice of Texas spirit. From the start, she was marketed as rebellious, bold, and untamed. Her music carried sharp emotion, strong opinions, and a refusal to soften herself for anyone. This image made her stand out in a genre that often expects women to be gentle and agreeable. Heartbreak played a major role in shaping this persona. Personal loss and emotional pain found their way into her music, giving it depth and honesty. Rather than hating hurt, she turned it into strength. Fans felt that her songs came from lived experience, not imagination. This made her feel real, raw, and deeply human. Media attention often focused on her anger. Strong emotions were highlighted more than tenderness. Moments of frustration were amplified, while softer sides were overlooked. This created a narrow picture that did not fully represent her complexity. Still, it fed the narrative of a woman who refused to stay quiet. Behind the fire was vulnerability. Pain, fear, and longing existed beneath the bold exterior. Instead of exposing these feelings openly, she wrapped them in loud music and strong words. This allowed her to stay protected while still expressing herself. It also kept audiences engaged because the intensity felt honest. Being seen as too real came with a cost. The industry often struggles with artists who do not fit neat boxes. Her willingness to speak her truth invited both praise and criticism. Yet she continued forward, accepting that not everyone would understand her. Next, we explore a legend who ruled by saying almost nothing. Number 7. George Strait. George Strait has long been seen as the untouchable cowboy of country music. His image is built on calm strength, tradition, and quiet confidence. Unlike many stars, his career has been remarkably free of scandal. This clean reputation made him feel dependable and timeless. Privacy played a key role in building his mystique. He kept his personal life away from the spotlight, allowing fans to focus only on the music. This separation created distance, but also respect. The less people knew, the more they admired. His media exposure was carefully limited. Interviews were rare, and public appearances were purposeful. This made every moment feel important. He did not flood the public with information, which kept his image steady and controlled. Consistency became his strongest form of image control. He did not chase trends or reinvent himself loudly. Instead, he stayed loyal to his sound and style. This reliability became comforting to listeners who wanted something familiar in a changing world. Fans never demanded more because they felt satisfied. His music spoke clearly, and his presence felt complete. There was no hunger for drama or explanation. Silence became part of his appeal. Number 6. Jason Aldean. Jason Aldean built his image around the idea of the hard-working man. His music spoke to long days, loud nights, and simple pleasures. This working man persona made him relatable to fans who saw their own lives reflected in his songs. Rock influence played a big role in shaping his sound. Heavy guitars and strong rhythms gave his music an edge. These elements were wrapped in country themes, making the music feel both familiar and new. This blend helped him stand out. Political interpretations often surrounded his work, even when intent was unclear. Some songs were read as statements, while others were simply expressions of lifestyle. The gap between interpretation and intention created conversation, keeping him in the spotlight. Toughness became part of his image. This strength was carefully presented through music, visuals, and attitude. While it felt natural to fans, it was also shaped by industry expectations. And then came an artist who refused to follow any map at all. Number 5. Kacey Musgraves. Kacey Musgraves entered country music as a quiet rule breaker. She was branded as progressive, thoughtful, and unafraid to question tradition. Her lyrics challenged norms gently, using softness instead of confrontation. Her aesthetic softened her rebellion. Bright colors, dreamy visuals, and gentle melodies made bold ideas feel approachable. This allowed her to push boundaries without pushing people away. Pop sensibilities blended with folk honesty shaped her sound. While rooted in country storytelling, her music reached beyond genre lines. This made her difficult to label, but also refreshing. Nashville's acceptance was selective. She was praised for creativity, but also watched closely. Her success depended on balance, knowing when to push and when to pause. Her persona evolved faster than some fans could follow. Growth came quickly and not everyone moved at the same pace. Still, she continued forward. Number 4. Randy Travis. Randy Travis was once seen as the man who brought country music back to its roots. His deep voice, calm presence, and classic sound made him feel like a savior for traditional country. He was presented as clean-cut, respectful, and deeply grounded. To many fans, he did not just sing country music. He represented what country music was supposed to stand for. This image came with heavy moral expectations. Because he sounded serious, and live quietly in public, people assumed he lived perfectly in private. He became a symbol of discipline, faith, and restraint. That role was never officially assigned, but once the public believed it, it followed him everywhere. Behind the scenes, Randy Travis struggled as many people do. Personal battles and emotional weight built quietly over time. When these struggles became public, the contrast shocked many fans. The man they believed could not fall was suddenly human. This gap between image and reality was difficult for people to accept. The media reacted strongly. Instead of showing compassion, many focused on disappointment. The story shifted from music to mistakes. His flaws were treated as failures rather than struggles. This reaction revealed how tightly the moral image had been wrapped around him. Fans felt betrayed because they had attached values to him that were larger than his music. They believed he represented stability and order. When that belief cracked, it felt personal. But the truth is that no one can carry that kind of role forever. Moral branding can be dangerous. When an artist is turned into a symbol instead of a person, there is no room for weakness. Next comes a duo that turned parties into a brand. Number 3, Florida Georgia Line. Florida Georgia Line arrived with a sound that felt fun, loud, and easy. Their image was built around parties, friendship, and carefree nights. They were presented as the country bros who knew how to have a good time. This made them instantly popular with younger listeners. Their simplicity was carefully calculated. Catchy hooks, familiar themes, and relaxed energy made their music easy to enjoy. There was depth beneath the surface, but it was introduced slowly. The goal was connection first, meaning later. Over time, cracks began to show. The duo split revealed differences that had always existed beneath the shared image. Individual values, goals, and creative directions became clearer once they stood apart. The united front that once felt effortless now looked carefully maintained. The difference between image and individual identity became obvious. As a duo, they were seen as one voice. As individuals, they were very different people. This shift surprised fans who had grown used to seeing them as inseparable. Many fans ignored early warning signs because the music still felt fun. As long as the songs played and the shows delivered energy, questions stayed quiet. Popularity can often hide tension until it becomes impossible to ignore. Number 2, Hank Williams Jr. Hank Williams Jr. was born into one of the heaviest legacies in country music. Living in his father's shadow shaped everything about him. From a young age, expectations surrounded him. People wanted him to sound, act, and feel like the legend who came before. Rebellion became his inheritance. Instead of copying his father, he pushed against tradition. Loud music, wild behavior, and defiance became part of his identity. This rebellion was not random. It was shaped by pressure and comparison. His persona grew from expectation. Fans expected chaos, so chaos became familiar. Over time, unpredictability turned into identity. What started as resistance slowly became routine. Fans excused behavior that might not have been forgiven in others. Legacy created patience. Many believed he had earned freedom through his name. This allowed patterns to continue longer than they might have otherwise. Legacy can be a cage. While it opens doors, it also limits movement. Hank Williams Jr.'s story shows how difficult it can be to define yourself when history refuses to step aside. And finally, the country girl who rewrote her ending. Number 1, Taylor Swift, Country Era. Taylor Swift entered country music as the perfect Nashville sweetheart. She was presented as young, kind, and endlessly hopeful. Her image centered on storytelling, honesty, and gentle emotion. Fans felt protective of her, watching her grow from song to song. Public maturity was delayed carefully. While she grew as a person, her image stayed youthful longer than reality. This helped maintain the innocent songwriter narrative and kept her relatable to younger audiences. Strategic vulnerability became her strength. She shared emotions openly but controlled the timing and tone. This made her feel authentic without feeling exposed. Listeners connected deeply to her words. Debates about country authenticity followed her early success. Some questioned her place in the genre, while others embraced her storytelling. These conversations only increased attention and loyalty. When she finally made a clean break from the persona, it felt intentional and complete. There was no confusion. The chapter closed naturally. The illusion worked perfectly because it was honest for its time. It matched who she was then. When she outgrew it, she moved forward without apology.